Welcome back to another episode of Play the Hits, the only YouTube channel officially endorsed by Friedrich Nietzsche. How you doing tonight, Chris?
I hear we're also now gluten-free.
Haha, yeah. Hey, why couldn't Nietzsche write a good review about our YouTube channel?
Why can't our YouTube channel be any damn good? Oh.
Because all his pencils are pointless.
Oh, badoom badoom. Well done.
Yeah, all right, anyways. So, let's continue on with our quest to mess up the Baker residence.
Yep. We're taking the
Let's
fight to
see.
Jack again, aren't we?
Well, spoilers.
I spoiled that last episode.
Let's see.
And the episode before that, actually. Whoops.
I think we can just hit the autosave.
Yeah, you should be, like, right back there in that boathouse.
Yeah, I think what happened is I stopped and I didn't do a hard save.
Nick, all of the vodka in my bramble mule has settled at the bottom.
Yes, we knew you have a drinking problem. That's well. Good God, what happened to me?
I believe it was 2 liquors and a walker.
I thought I killed them.
Yeah, not before they got a good hold of you.
Yeah, something took a chunk out of me.
And for the record, I'm not sure it's a drinking problem. I think the drink has a problem with me.
What is that joke from that James Bond movie? He disagreed with something that ate him as his friend was sticking out of the shark's mouth.
I don't remember that one.
That was one of the less popular ones. That was the one with Timothy Dalton.
Was that one of, like, the 3 different Casino Royales?
No, it was, I want to say it was The Living Daylights. It was super, super dark. It was with Timothy Dalton, and he was trying to avenge his best friend Felix being murdered by drug lords.
Huh.
And, yeah, Bond goes undercover and gets into gains the trust of the drug lord and kills him. And
sounds legit.
it was, like, not a good Bond movie. It was like,
Yeah.
It was like Fast and Furious. It was not fun.
Yeah, I remember in the 90s, the Family Video in Napoleon, Ohio, they had some really obscure James Bond movies, including one that I think had to have been a made-for-TV. Like, the quality was that bad.
Huh.
Even on, like, early James Bond standards.
All right, I promised I wasn't going to turn this into a item organizing simulator, but here we are.
I can always do a fast-forward in the editing, and,
Now we got it. All right, because, I mean, what are the chances? Oh, I should probably pull out the D-series stuff, because I know they're going to get on my ass about that.
What are the odds of Jack actually hurting me?
I think I've said that numerous times throughout the stream.
Are you really going into this fight with just the pistol and the shotgun?
What else could I possibly need?
That's awesome, dude. I admire your cojones.
I mean, the Ripper can't solve every problem.
And
Can
frankly, that's the least sexual way I've ever used that term.
I like how if I save them, it's just but I forget the D-series stuff. It's, where's the head? Ethan, where's the head and the arm?
Shut the hell up, that's where. Do you have any idea how hard it was to get here? I mean,
Murdered my family. Where's my D-series head?
You must be Zoe. Hey, Zoe. He pulls out his cell phone and just blasts it in her ear. How's that feel?
There should be enough.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
Before he unties her, he just makes her listen to this ringtone for like 5 minutes.
Good. There's enough for 2.
Zoe, this might not be the right time, but, you're not wearing a bra, are you?
She's just mashing those, D-series stuff together.
She has no idea what she's doing. Here, drink this arm.
I was always confused how she's, like, now a biochemical engineer.
Yeah, right? Like, what part of her life, will you take the blue pill or the red pill? We'll see. Jack?
Jack, you're not lovable anymore.
I don't know. I kind of think it's an improvement.
All right.
Wait, which one of you
Let's
is
do
upside
this.
down? Oh, he is. Oh! Takes a swing at you.
All right, reload faster there.
Boom shakalaka. Old like your face, Jack. This is a good time to ask. Are you playing with controller or keyboard? Not. You're playing with controller. I forgot.
Keyboard. No, I mean controller and mouse.
Controller and mouse.
I'm sorry, controller.
Controller.
I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, so you're just using the mouse as your right stick? And I pictured you with your hand on the mouse, and in your left hand you're using a controller to move around. It's like...
Jack just can't catch a break, can he?
Nick is just some kind of savant.
I'm the Rain Man of using multiple controllers, what can I
Right?
say?
You're like that kid in The Wizard who used the Nintendo Power Glove. You ever see that movie, by the way?
No, but I've always wanted to, because people keep referencing it.
They mostly reference it, like, ironically for how bad it was. But, you know, I mean, it's not without its own, like, 80s, early 90s nostalgic charm, you know? I mean, it was also the very first place where footage of Super Mario Bros. 3 was shown, you know, in the days before
Really?
E3. Yeah. Well, like, seriously, like, there had been no gameplay video of it before that movie.
Oh, did I get the under eye, the worst one?
Yeah, that is the worst one. I think you did. Yeah, you did. Nice job, man. I ain't scared. You scared. I'm not a bitch. You're a bitch.
Poor Jack.
I only see one bitch in this room, Jack, and it's this bitch right here. You don't even bother going downstairs, do you?
I feel like I've got more of an advantage here.
I'm like a fucking...
Because you can see more of the eyes.
During this fight, I'm like a fucking bat that just flew out of the attic. Like, I go on the defensive.
I've got a bit of an advantage because I got the 2 defensive books, so
Yeah.
long as I'm blocking, I'm in no danger.
Yeah, you're fine. To drop in a very obscure Revenge of the Sith reference, in this fight, he's Anakin, I'm Obi-Wan.
I have the high ground.
Yeah, that's another way to put it. I guess... Fuck you. Thanks, buddy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This isn't where Nick wants to be.
Actually,
you ever have
I
him,
do.
like, grab your ass when you're on the ladder?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he'll do that sometimes. I mean, he has to, like, really be close to you, but... Oh, boy! I think there's one more on his back. I mean, you're making real short work of him.
Okay.
There it is. It's on
There's
his
one
tail.
on his tail.
Yeah. Why does he have
Nope,
one
there's
human
that
foot?
one on the underside yet.
Oh, really? What a fucker. There it
Got
goes.
it. Okay.
Bingo. Oh, good thing we came down here. Why does he have one, like, giant human leg?
I just noticed that too.
I mean, clearly he has, like, morphed and evolved, but, like,
Whiff and a
that,
whiff.
that one leg he just kind of hung on to for nostalgic purposes.
It's okay, I've got 45 shotgun shells. What are the odds of me going through all of them?
Right. We'll see. Next time on Play the Hits.
Well, I cut Jack off mid-sentence.
Is he gonna grab you?
Now we're done.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. I mean, he does grab you, but you're in no real danger. Wait, you do have to shoot him, though, a few more times, right?
Yeah, that's only really relevant on Madhouse mode.
Right, yeah, it's not a difficult...
Oh, okay, well that was a good hit.
Or he'll do that. Chris lied.
Where are you?
You're mean, Jack. I was wrong about you. You're just a mean old man. Oh god, Ethan, reload faster. Good shooting.
There.
Oh.
Hey, how about we aim
Jack!
first, Nickel? Boy, he just is not giving up.
What was that you were saying about Madhouse? Did you accidentally set the difficulty to Madhouse?
Okay, there we go.
God damn it! I just took another vodka swig. I tried to mix it a little bit. Didn't work.
Whew, okay.
I've seen everything.
That's his response.
Right?
Wow, I've seen everything.
This way.
Just another near-death experience for Ethan. Have you ever had a legitimate, like, near-death experience, Nick?
None of any particular notes.
I've only had one, and it was going on 65 from Chicago down to Indianapolis, and it's kind of the middle of the night, and as I'm driving down 65, I'm kind of zoning out a little bit, like I'm basically the only car on the road because it's after midnight, but all of a sudden, I see headlights, and if you've ever been on 65, then it's a 4-lane road with a median. I should not be seeing headlights on my side of the road. And so, it takes me a second, but panic sets in, and I go off on the side of the road, and, I'm still going, 75, it dawns on me in the flash of a second what's happening. So I go off the side of the road, and this fucking maniac on straight up the wrong side of the road just zooms past me, gliding between the two southbound lanes as I'm heading, and he's going north. So yeah. Yeah, and this, and I'm taking a while to tell this story. This was all in the flash of about 3 seconds.
Well, that's about what it takes when you got two cars going 65, closing the distance between each other.
Yep. And at that point, people always describe near-death experiences as your life flashing before your eyes and all that good stuff. That's not an exaggeration. Your brain in that kind of a panic, when actual death comes for me, I'll kind of understand that it's here because, I know what your brain does. It's a weird experience. It literally starts just, shooting off random signals and just, the most obscure thoughts and memory. Nice. He just starts raining fire on his wife and Zoe. But it really does. It just starts, shooting off the most random shit. On the one hand, there was oh my god, I'm never gonna see my family again. But then there was also just oh man, I have this half-eaten box of Frosted Flakes in my dorm room. Just
yeah, that's
just stupid shit. You're completely not in control of your brain's processing faculty. There's the survival kind of flight or fight instinct, but then there's also what do I want my last memories to be? And it's not at all what you would expect. You have no say in it.
There's only one left.
So who do we save?
There'll just be one left.
Well, considering I don't want that damn boss fight, I would suggest Mia, but you're in the driver's seat. I'll leave it up to you.
Well, Jack's not an option, so I guess I'll go with my wife.
He injects himself just to be safe.
Foolish thinking I could
That is where I get confused. I thought that
go.
Ethan needed one, so
Right.
yeah, whatever.
I'm sure
Options, he throws it into the lake and just stares at them both as he gets into the boat.
Look, should either of us really trust Zoe's bioengineering background?
there won't be
I'm gonna be
anyone
honest, you're both just terrible.
I know, Mia. I'm sad, but Jack's gone. It had to be that way.
In the
That lovable old codger.
right. In the DLC for this game, does Zoe make it? I don't care about
Yes.
spoilers. She does, okay.
Yeah, you get to play as Jack's backwater hillbilly brother,
You're shitting me, right?
punching monsters to death.
Please tell me you're joking.
Oh, no. It's
Is this one of those ask a stupid questions, get a stupid answer?
nah. This is legit. The last story DLC end of
Jack
Zoe.
has a hitherto unknown brother that just shows up.
Was it Joe Baker, John Baker? Yeah,
Oh
and
my
he just
god.
punches everybody to death. I get the feeling it's supposed to be a little bit tongue in cheek. It's in no way serious.
Jack, you always were a dumbass. Looks like I'm bailing your family out again.
You're actually not too far away from quoting an actual line.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm glad it's a little tongue in cheek because
Ethan.
if that was the best possible thing they could think of, that's sad. But if they're doing it ironically, it's brilliant.
I have a feeling they were doing a bit of a B movie
Yeah, right.
kind of thing.
Which
No
let's be
one has
honest,
claimed this up yet.
right? I don't even think anyone knows it's out here.
I mean, you'd think the Chinese or the Russians would be all over this by now.
Yeah, right. But let's be honest though, the kind of B movie tropes, that's classic Resident Evil.
Well, because you got to refight Jack Baker, but now he's the Swamp Man.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
God, here we go. My
Honestly,
least favorite part of the game,
yeah, I know, me too.
where everything just grinds to a standstill for an hour.
You know, the Mia part really is like they could have really compacted the Mia part and put you back in Ethan's shoes a lot quicker than they did.
I mean, I don't know if it's even that. It's just that I don't know. This whole thing feels unnecessary.
I don't actually mind the boat itself. I think it's an interesting environment. What I don't like is, again, just kind of, you're sort of on, no, you're not sort of, you are on rails as Mia, and you're starting from square one all over again. And I don't know, you're right. It's not my favorite part of the game.
I mean, I don't know. It's like 2.5 hours into the Dark Knight. You're just like, okay, I'm ready for this to end. Oh, okay, the Joker got loose. I guess this will go on a little bit longer.
Right. Well, and not only that, though, but, like, by the time you get back to Ethan, it's like, okay, so now Ethan's back in the driver's seat. Oh, by the way, go explore the boat all over again. Like, God damn it.
What? No, as soon as you get Ethan,
no,
you're
I'm
pretty much
sorry.
in the salt mine.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the video sequence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So there's the actual part here with Mia, and then they put you into the video, and then you get control of Ethan again. Sorry,
Right.
I misspoke.
Well, yeah, sure, for our purposes.
There we go.
And now we go through the boat for the purpose of remembering that, I guess, Mia is some sort of badass super soldier security guard whose training comes into no use while being held captive by the Bakers.
Yeah, seriously, like, she couldn't just fucking snapped Lucas's neck and been on her way.
Right.
I mean, let's think about it. Like, if the Mia from the video is in fact the real Mia, then Lucas was grossly outmatched, and he didn't even know it. It's like the videos of, like, you know, in Japan when, like, a rapist runs up behind a girl, but it turns out she knows kung fu, and she just, like, lays him out. That's what that scene where Lucas kidnaps Mia should have been like.
That reminds me. What was it? I was reading some sort of story from a book called The Darwin Awards, and what was it like? 10 youth over in I think it was like Thailand had descended on an old man who was 80 years old, and it ended with 2 of them dying and 8 of them going to the hospital for severe lung injuries because he just happened to be like the judo champion of the country.
He was a black belt in Taekwondo. Right. He, like, takes his shirt off at the start of the fight, and he's got, like, 8-pack abs and, like, a barrel chest. Oh, my God.
I mean, at what point, how many of your buddies do you need to see go down before you decide, okay, I probably can't take this guy?
Right? Oh, man.
Hey, it's the whiteboard from Duke Nukem Forever. Let's draw on it.
She just draws a penis and leaves. Oh.
There were so many YouTube videos of people just screwing with the whiteboard for hours and hours. I dare say that was the best part of that game.
Yeah.
Hey, Ethan's favorite word.
You know, I kind of wish that Yahtzee's review of
Is
Duke
he wearing
Nukem...
sunglasses right now?
You don't know how bright it was in there. Wouldn't it be great if Yahtzee's review of Duke Nukem Forever just came to life?
You know, it's so funny because when I was young and ignorant when that video came out almost 15 years ago, Chris.
Oh, God, don't remind me, Nick.
I actually ended up looking for it because I was like, hey, that sounds like a pretty good game. And of course, after about an hour, I was like, oh, he was making a joke.
It's never coming out. And imagine Nick's shock and horror when only 3 years later he goes through Walmart and sees Duke Nukem Forever on the shelf.
I remember seeing it in GameStop for 99 cents at one point.
Yeah, right. Which is still too expensive.
Yes, I know. That was the caption I sent my brother when I took a picture of it.
Still not buying. Frowny face.
Who ultimately released
Eggplant.
it? Was it
It wasn't id, it was
was it
Gearbox?
Yeah, I think that's who it was. The same people who made Borderlands, right?
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like something Randy Pitchford would do.
Little girl, I'm here to help. Oh.
Are you remembering?
What?
Mom?
Who are you?
You know, there's really only one kind of creepy Japanese horror movie little girl, isn't there?
Yeah, right. They always have to have the long raven locks, and you don't see too many like demonic little girls with pixie cuts. Wouldn't it be great, like instead of her, there's fucking Becky. Oh my god, this boat is like not even Royal Caribbean standards.
We're not going to Disneyland after all, are we?
Oh my god, are we even in the Keys? Is this like the poor part of the South?
I think that there's a coin here somewhere. It's a really, really
There it
stupid
is.
coin.
Hey, I
there
never
is
knew that.
no way to see that.
No, there's not. You just have to be like
You just have to know.
you either have to have the guide or really be going out of your way to look for those damn coins.
Yeah, Nintendo Power helps, right?
Right? Nintendo Power covers Resident Evil 7. Though, back in the day, they had some pretty ambitious covers for Nintendo Power magazine. Like, they
Okay.
weren't afraid to lay on the gore or whatnot. Oh, boy.
All right.
Oh,
This
boy.
part is reasonably creepy.
Well, and it kind of sucks, too, because for the first time since the very start of the game, you're thrown back into kind of a defenseless posture.
Yeah, but this is almost to excess. I mean, those liquors are going to rip me apart if I come out the door at the wrong time.
Oh, yeah, like if you even so much as step down the wrong corridor, you're boned at this point. You gotta get that and run.
Yep. So when you're saying gory, I'm guessing you're referring to the
Castlevania one, but they also
Yeah.
had like some other like I mean it wasn't all just like Kirby being cute and Pikachu fucking a Jigglypuff or something. It was like, wow, that was obscure. Sorry.
Okay.
They had like some
I think,
actual.
the guy who was dressed as Simon was like, gosh, he was like one of the writers for the magazine, and they just got some like old Halloween costumes together and was like, let's just do a picture of you holding Dracula's severed head. All right.
We're gonna go get a severed head. You suit up. All right.
I mean, under all of that, Halloween costume stuff, it was probably just a guy wearing khakis and a flannel shirt at the office.
Who just happened to be in reasonably good shape.
Now, Nintendo Power, I don't make a habit of collecting stuff very much, but I did make a point of collecting all the Nintendo Power issues that came out.
I got. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead here.
I got real demoralized as far as my collecting goes after I returned from college to find that my brother had basically stolen and sold my childhood game collection. Like, I'm still not over
I
that.
remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. That's the era where I entrusted a few select items to your care, knowing that I wouldn't have room for them.
I remember that.
Yeah. Well, dude, I was
You
pissed.
got those back, didn't you?
Oh no. Oh yeah, from you.
From me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
But no, like an entire library of PS1, Super Nintendo, N64, NES, like just all the games from my childhood. I figure, on the one hand, I love having them and I love just popping them in occasionally for nostalgia's sake. But I'm not going to bring them to college as part of like my regular rotation.
Another thing to get stolen.
Yeah, right. Where they would get stolen, exactly, in college.
Well, your room wasn't exactly big. I mean, it was a little bigger than a broom closet.
Right. And little did I know that they would have been a lot safer on campus than they were in my own fucking house. So right now, I'm kind of slowly rebuilding some of my game collection, but in a way, like not justifying what my brother did, but it is kind of nice that I can really think about like, okay, what are the most pivotal gaming experiences that I want to preserve in the collection that I'm going to pass on to my son. So, I'm kind of prioritizing certain games, Castlevania, Zelda,
I am
Mario.
fully at peace with the fact my brother and sister are not going to want any of the stuff I've collected from the 90s when I die.
There's a decent
That stuff
chance
is going to
Connor
end
might.
up in a Goodwill bin somewhere, and some kid is going to buy my every episode of every magazine of Nintendo Power for like $5.
Right. Nick, if you die before I do, I promise you, I will break into your house and I will preserve your childhood memories.
Oh, well, we have the circular saw.
Well, this part may go a little faster than I was thinking.
The Ripper.
Nick, you're not even a half hour into this episode, man. You may very well make some decent progress.
If we can get through the boat within 30 minutes, I'll just go long, and then Ethan will wrap up the salt mines in
Yeah, I
another
was gonna
half
say
hour.
because then we'd end up with like the final episode being about 15 minutes. This
Yeah, I
this
know,
may be
right?
the final episode after all.
I mean, I guess we could break into some of the DLC, but
yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing the Chris Redfield bit, but at the same time, we do have some other really good projects to start.
What, before October ends next week?
No, I was thinking. Well, considering next week is the end of October and we play on Thursdays, that this would be possibly the end of Spoopy October.
She's vomiting.
Yeah.
She's vomiting grapevines, black
Yeah,
grapevines.
it's, it's
Far more in excess of her body mass.
black licorice, the worst candy of all.
Right.
Maybe I say that because we took the kids trick-or-treating and we got black licorice. And I was like, what monster does this?
Kind of puts a different spin on the Baker house when you know you've been walking around in piles of her puke.
I don't really get how it all works. So the molded are just infected by...
Puke.
Whatever. But then, I guess you also get the mold just by being exposed to her. I don't know. Whatever.
Are there
Lucas is eating people for fun.
right? Are there like 0 other passengers on this ship? Like, you think she would
I'm
run
not
into
seeing
somebody? You know. I
let's
mean,
see.
from Ethan, from when you got onto the boat, there was clearly a crew. Where the hell are they? You get a little backup here, Mia.
You gonna... Okay, I guess not. All right.
You gonna get
wait,
up and be useful? Nah, I guess not. That's what
I
you
guess
do.
it's upstairs, right?
I think so. Or no, is she down in the engine room?
Yes, stand back, boys. Let the woman take center stage here. It's the Captain Marvel of gaming, right?
Come on, Nick. It's 2019.
No.
Well, no, you're
Okay.
right. Like, up to this point, we have been completely led by experience to believe that Mia isn't the most adept at, fending for herself.
Mhm.
I mean, she did go demon possessed and attack us, but even then, Ethan, completely unprepared for the situation, still came out on top. So, all of a sudden, she goes from almost totally inept to badass, secret agent.
Well, again, to say that the game is riddled with inconsistencies is... Oh my...
Hello.
Oh, down she goes.
Yeah.
Well,
Now that I believe.
well, thank goodness there's no real penalty for dying.
No, you're fine.
My actions have 0 consequences.
Death is
Remember when you
temporary.
had legs? Oh,
Oh,
do you have more health or...
remember when you had a head? Oh.
Fair point. All right.
Boom, boom,
let's,
boom, 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 boom.
You know what?
I don't know why I picture the Seinfeld track playing throughout all this.
Because it works with just about everything.
Yeah, you're right. There's never a bad place to play the Seinfeld tracks, are there?
Total side note. Isn't it amazing how well Seinfeld has aged?
When you compare it to other 90s television, I remember as a kid, when my dad would replay old episodes of Taxi or WKRP or Cheers or something, and I think, man, what a different time that was. That's what 90s television looks like now, except for Seinfeld. If you put cell phones in their hands, it honestly could have been shot yesterday.
Seinfeld is truly timeless. It is still just as funny now as it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. And again, they do some topical references, they reference Mayor Giuliani, but lo and behold,
Yeah.
30 years later, Giuliani is still making an ass out of himself on the national circuit. So
Some things truly are timeless.
Yeah, right. I thought you were gonna knife that. All right, let's go, you fucker.
I thought about it, but then I remember they weren't throwing knives.
Nick's got one special grudge for this particular mold.
I knew this guy at one point.
Right? He was an asshole then, and he's an asshole now. That's why he's about to get janked.
I'm surprised there wasn't one instance where one of these guys tried to get up and grab you.
It seems like a wasted opportunity for a jump scare, doesn't it?
Well, I'm kind of glad they took the high road.
You take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll get to the engine room before ye.
I don't know why I'm picking up all this chem fluid.
What's the deal with all the chem fluid on this ship? I mean, what were they brewing in here? Some kind of cure for cancer? And hey,
You know-
what's the deal with cruise ship food? Who's gonna eat all this lobster bisque?
What do you mean I don't have enough space? All right, I'll make more.
And have you guys seen the inventory space in this game? I mean, come on.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I could blow the lock.
And who's leaving all these plastic explosives just lying around? Alright, I'm done.
Okay, so we got to go in here to run around
TV.
and then go right back upstairs.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
What did you call me?
I don't want to live at the lab.
Mommy,
anymore. I want
will you
a
be
house,
my mummy?
And I want you to be my
Right.
mommy.
I want my mummy.
I'll be your
Oh wait, no, are you my mummy? I couldn't remember the Doctor Who reference there for a
I
second.
was going the Peppa Pig route.
Oh,
Yes,
I,
but
Well,
I don't
who did
make
it
a big
first?
secret about not being a Doctor Who fan.
really? I thought you were.
No, nope,
No
no.
kidding.
You okay?
I feel the same way about Doctor Who as I do about Supernatural. Just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I never really got into Supernatural. I do like
Well-
some. Well, depending on the season, I like Doctor Who.
There's nothing wrong with Supernatural per se. It's just I already saw this show back when it was called Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same vibe I got from it. Doctor Who, though, like, I don't know. It really depends on who's in the driver's seat, but I enjoy some good Doctor Who. And I do say some good Doctor Who. That's my qualifier there.
Okay, I didn't put the first spawn down.
He's gonna be fine. Oh.
No, he's not.
Nothing
I'll
about
just
this
shoot
is
this
fine.
cripple.
If you're not a big Doctor Who fan, I would recommend just watching Peter Capaldi's series just as a standalone, like,
No,
Sci-fi.
no. I'm not looking to get into it. I've got The Witcher, BoJack Horseman, and maybe the new Watchmen series. To
oh, come on. It's like
watch.
25 episodes. You'll be fine.
I don't need to see it because it's popular.
Well, that's the thing. I think you might like Capaldi precisely because he wasn't popular. Like, people who loved, the skinny young guys really got upset that they cast an older gentleman again in the role.
Well, nobody likes having an old person in a lead role in a TV show for some weird reason.
Well, and it turns out, though, that he was, like, just the geekiest, like, super fan.
it's like
out of all,
having it's like throwing the damn kids in Star Wars Episode 3. If there's kids in the movie, kids will relate to it more.
Well, imagine, like, getting really, really used to, like, Michael Bay's kind of movie making, and all of a sudden, Michael Bay steps off as director mid-series, and they replace him with Francis Ford Coppola. And that's kind of like what Peter Capaldi was for Doctor Who. Or at least new Doctor Who. The old stuff I actually can't watch either because it's a little too cerebral. Like, there's so much... I don't know. The storytelling is so slow that by the time they come to the meaningful or deep parts, like, I've already lost interest, and maybe I just have a short attention span.
It's not that I haven't watched Doctor Who. I mean, there was a time where I did a good 20 episode run, and yeah, it just wasn't feeling it.
Well, see, which is why I like Capaldi's series in particular. I thought he struck a good balance. It wasn't quite as, hey, let's make Doctor Who relevant as it was during David Tennant and Matt Smith. But it certainly wasn't like the old series where it just dragged on for hours and just nothing happened.
Hey, speaking of which, did you end up seeing Joker?
No, you keep asking me that. I still haven't seen Joker. I want to see Joker. Like, I'm not anti-Joker. I mean, I'm anti-Joker in principle, but not anti-Joker the film. You know what I mean.
How does that thing go? Being an edgy teenager, what is it? Being a child is thinking that Batman is right. Being an edgy teenager is thinking that the Joker is right. Being an adult is realizing Commissioner Gordon doesn't get paid enough for this shit.
Yeah, right. Everybody should have just listened to Alfred. Just stay at home and have tea.
Alrighty, let's see here.
Hey, so
Okay, well, I'm
having
gonna-
seen that,
Jesus!
Hey, so having seen that movie now, like, your qualms with the film itself aside, who do you think gave the best Joker performance?
Well, it's always going to be Heath Ledger.
Okay, you're still firmly Heath Ledger. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And I'm not talking about like the movie itself. I'm talking about just in terms of the performance.
well, I mean, yeah, sure. Joaquin Phoenix did an excellent job, and it was weird. But I feel like Heath Ledger's Joker was full of more subtleties.
Yeah, he definitely gave a lot of himself to that performance, and like, which is strange because it's still a comic book movie. I mean, it very much looks and
Jiminy
feels
cricket.
like
Okay,
a comic
we're
book
gonna-
film, but suddenly you get this excellent character actor just tossed into the middle of all of it, and yeah, I was never prepared for what Heath Ledger did with that role.
You know, for being a pretty open and declared not a fan of comic book movies in any capacity whatsoever, Dark Knight is still, I think, my favorite movie of all time. Funny
It
enough.
really is. Like, even if you could ignore the fact that it's a comic book film, it's a damn good film. Or, yeah, it's a damn
Yeah.
good piece of cinematography on its own merits. Like, you could replace Batman with, like, a grizzled old detective, and it would still be a really good film.
Is this if you add in red hair, isn't this just the guy from The Walking Dead? What's his name?
Oh, the dude from the first season that went down pretty quick?
No, the 5th season.
Oh, I don't know about the 5th season. I was thinking that dude who was on the rooftop with Merle when he called the black guy the N-word.
Ah, now that's gonna bother me. I mean, not that, but not knowing his name.
I think he's gonna be okay. He's getting it all out of his system. Don't touch me, I find women disgusting. Bleeding all
touch
out
me,
of your
you
private parts,
bite.
oh my god!
You might get the mold, don't touch me? I don't know how it works.
I still think it was very sexist what he just said before he died. You're right, this just drags, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just goes on and on. And...
Freaking Evelyn. Oh, guess we got the mold. So I'm still unclear. Does Ethan have the mold?
I mean, I guess not, but it seems like he should.
But seriously, that how is he able to just fucking staple his hand back on? Like, are we just ignoring that? That's just science in this universe?
Or how was it that Zoe was able to staple his hand back on? And...
Seriously. I love this game, don't get me wrong. It's probably one of the best survival horror games of all time.
Well,
But-
you know, it's like when it's like when a friend of mine was criticizing the
You have to
anime
make the
doc-
survival video.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you
So
don't.
when the-
I guess you don't. that part
No, you
at the
don't have
beginning
to.
of the game, that was just a lie. That's awesome. That is awesome, dude. You straight up didn't make the video that started this whole game. Time paradox.
paradox.
Yeah, right? Time paradox.
Interestingly, this is the only cutscene you can skip in the entire game.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, I think because it's the only pre-rendered one.
yeah.
Like, this isn't actually the gameplay engine. They just used the assets and created something different.
This is the weirdest friggin' tanker I've ever seen. This is like some big shell.
Yeah, why does it have a
garbage.
freaking greenhouse on the top? Also, whose eyes are we seeing through now? Some, like, merman?
The cameraman, Joe Baker in the swamp.
I like the idea of the merman. I'm going to teach this young lady how to love.
Oh my god, we're just now
doo,
starting
doo,
the ship part.
Yeah, like in earnest. Okay, I guess there may be another episode.
God, yes, I remember Evelyn. How can I forget?
See, this is what I was thinking of when I mistook this part for Ethan, is that...
Yeah, that's why I didn't correct you, because I knew.
Yeah. You've already explored the ship in depth. Like, we don't need to do it again. That was meant to be a jump scare. It just pisses you off. I hope you're getting comfortable, because you're going to be here for another hour.
Get settled, because we're just now getting started, boy. What time we at? Okay, can we just address why it's 2015 and we're still using VHSs in this game? Like, No one addresses. Oh, because we're in the South.
We are
All right.
40 minutes in for your
All right.
reference.
All right. Order of operations. How does this work?
Point of
I
odor.
gotta go.
Lisa stinks. Oh, sorry.
I gotta go up before I can go down, I think.
Yeah, you got to get the captain's key first, I think is the big thing.
You know,
which is
the
up.
weird part is I'm just so tired from the week I've had. I'm just kind of on autopilot here, going completely on muscle memory from my last 6 playthroughs.
That may serve us well. Who knows? I could also pull up a speed run if you're interested.
No, we're not doing too bad. We're only like...
No, you're
what,
you're kicking ass.
I think I could probably beat this in the 4 hours that's allotted for the speedrun achievement.
It's kind of like my Leon B playthrough by the time you and I finished up Resident Evil 2 in March. Like, by that point, I had played through it so many times that I was really just kind of running on autopilot.
Why the hell does this still work?
Right? Hey. Well.
I hope I make it in time.
And Ethan is trapped in the basement because the plot requires it. The very definition of the word contrived.
They don't quite show his whole face.
Okay. All right, that one got me.
Yeah, it got me a little bit too. Evelyn, you suck.
Just an illusion, kind of, sort of. I don't know.
Does Evelyn actually have a corporeal form, or does she just like kind of choose a little girl form when she's messing with people?
I feel like the jury's kind of out on that. I mean, the only body she really has is the old woman body.
Well, yeah, but even that's just like a mind trick of hers. So, like, my thought...
No, that's her physical body, I believe.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Well, yeah, because...
So the little girl is a...
she
illusion.
was a little girl, but the virus causes you to
age quickly. You're right,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
And so she chooses the mold to carry the form of her when she was a little girl to dick with you. Okay. That
Because little
explains-
girls are creepier than old ladies, I guess?
Not that old lady, Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a bit of a contrived thing that was supposed to lead up to shocking, what's the word, twist at the end, like, oh, Evelyn was the old lady the whole time.
Does that mean that she hit puberty while she was in the Baker residence? Because that would explain a lot of the violent outburst and mess.
Well, yeah, but given the rate at which she aged, it probably only lasted like 3 days.
Yeah, you're right. That's still largely on the Bakers, isn't it? I was trying to, justify some of the horrible things that we saw in the Baker household, but you're right.
Okay, well, we got the Ripper.
That's their shit.
Oh, let's just put on all this stuff too.
Yeah,
and I
let's
mean
make
the
it as
Albert's in there.
quick as possible here.
You know what?
Wouldn't it be great you save again, and instead of looking for Ethan, the save file reads, still looking for Ethan?
That's right. I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. Hey, I'm on a boat. Look at me, motherfuckers, on a motherfucking boat.
Those guys will have made more money than we will our entire life.
Yep.
With just that one song. Whatever happened to those guys, anyways?
They're probably looking for a way to blow $1 million, Nick. I mean, as we speak.
You can only do so much coke in a rolled up $1,000 bill before you need something else to,
Is there a $1,000 bill?
Yeah, for the rich. I think
Who's on it?
Garfield is on it.
Like Garfield
President
the cat
Garfield.
or okay. Just Garfield the cat. Because honestly, who gives a fuck? It's a $1,000 bill. That's
These
all right.
things just creep me out too much.
Yeah, lickers suck no matter where they are. They're just not fun creatures, They're like cats. They're like always there just waiting to fuck with you.
I despise cats.
Me too. Fuck cats, man. Fuck cats and fuck Trump. That's where I stand on things.
All right.
That's all you need to know about Chris Beck.
Okay, one of these is going to be waiting around somewhere.
He's down the hall to your left. I
Oh,
know
what am I worried about?
He,
Never mind.
he
I got
comes
it.
at you and you go down there, he jumps you. And it might not even be a liquor. Yo, it's a liquor. This might have turned out just fine.
And up we go. Oh, he wants me now, doesn't he?
Well, I can't imagine he's happy with you.
Well, he's got a buddy down there yet.
Oh. Well, you've got your buddy right there, Mr. Ripper. Say
The
hello to my
Ripper.
little friend.
The Ripper.
Hey, speaking of
All right.
overrated movies, have you ever seen Scarface?
Yeah, it was okay. I
Yeah,
don't get why it's
thank
so
you.
iconic.
Me
I mean, I
neither.
get why it is because it was rated X, which was like, oh, you can't do that.
Right. Yeah. Right. In the '80s when it first came out. Yeah. You and I are 100% on the same mind here. Like, I saw it, I enjoyed it, and then I immediately forgot about it until like the mid 2000s when it came back as like this cultural icon of insecure white
You know what it
guys.
was? It was the Godfather for stupid people.
It wasn't. I wouldn't even give it that, man. The
Yeah,
Godfather.
I mean, it was about like I don't know, like mafia, drugs, and people getting whacked
Yeah.
by other people.
Right. Like
I mean,
that's like saying.
God damn it! There's one.
Oh. I'm looking for a good example here.
I just get angry when I get scared. So
Right. I'll think of a really good comparison to draw while you're working this. But basically saying that that Scarface and The Godfather are the same because they both contain crime. That's like.
why do you think I said it's Godfather for stupid people?
Well, no, I know, but that's
If you just wanted to see the families go to war in The Godfather and didn't want to get involved with all the politics, yeah, that's pretty much what you got.
right.
I'm doing this wrong.
That's like saying Seabiscuit and the Human Centipede are similar movies because they both have animals in the title. Boom.
and yet I'm not wrong.
No, you're right. It is. You're right. For what it was the crime movie of the '80s, and it kind of perfectly encapsulated the '80s, which was all flash, no substance. But the thing is, the directors meant to show in Scarface how shallow, shrill, and pointless that kind of lifestyle is, and all they ended up doing was making, like I said, 20-year-old white guys crave that kind of lifestyle.
They accidentally glamorized it as it.
Right. Which is the reason that the new Joker movie is drawing controversy right now is that we just happen to have a problem with mass murdering insecure white guys in our country. And lo and
No,
behold,
the
here's a
reason why
movie
it's
that
drawing
comes out.
controversy is because people on BuzzFeed are trying to get clicks on their articles.
Oh
is
yeah,
why.
no, you're absolutely right. That's what I've heard about the Joker is that it doesn't actually glamorize it. But
Also,
people-
centipedes are not animals; they're insects. But anyways,
you're wrong, Chris. Everything you said is wrong.
just in that particular sentence.
I think there's a guy waiting for you over there.
Nah, there's not.
No? In that door?
Oh, the coin is only there on Madhouse. No, not yet.
Dude, I thought I saw something.
Nope.
Dude, this game's fucking with me.
Now there is.
There we go. I'm dumb. You're smart. I'm stupid. You're the
No,
best. I'm the worst.
I've
You're
only
very
played
good looking.
this,
I'm not attractive.
6 times, so like I said, I'm running on muscle memory here.
I just wanted to
Yeah,
quote
that's-
Happy Gilmore again. Oh, hey, it's
Son of a bitch!
It's a big boy.
I just want to get around you.
Why do they always puke in your face? Wait, attack? No, I really want to defend.
Oh, did I kill it?
You think it? Nope. You just gave him something to think about. I love that. Right
Great.
trigger to attack. No,
You know what?
I really want to protect myself right now. I don't want to attack. Clearly, he is attacking. You just put a bullet in that window to warn him. Don't you come out here. Is this the last time you
Okay.
have to go down there?
I think actually we're done with the ship at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you're tearing ass, man.
I really hate the ship.
I can see that. If that's the case, then I think we can just make this a 10-minute longer episode and put this baby to bed.
No, I think so because I love the salt mines, so we might as well do that tonight.
Yeah, the mines is mercifully short after this and enjoyable. You're right.
Yeah, because it basically just becomes a shooter at that point.
Right, and then it takes you right back into the guest house, and that part's exciting as hell. Get out. So, well, I mean, it's a final boss.
You know,
it should be.
the guest house loses its effect at the first time you play through it.
Yeah, which is why it's nice to see Evelyn just tear it to shreds.
Today on This Old House, we're gonna rip the shit out of it.
Extreme Evelyn makeover.
Okay, now there's gonna be a
Featuring
boatload
Knuckles.
of guys.
Hey, you want me to punch that wall down? I'll fucking punch it down.
I'm just picturing him in a little construction outfit too, with the hard hat.
Right? We need to get Christy to Photoshop some of this stuff for us. Just like these random things Knuckles has done.
One of my goals for once I get set in the house and have my new setup is I'm gonna start doing flash animation because I've been wanting to do stuff for my dogs.
Dude, if you could do some like really basic stuff for Play the Hits, like using Phil Dragish's artwork, that would be awesome.
I'm just sick and tired of everybody in my life, including me for the last 20 years, saying, if only one of us knew flash animation. God damn it, if some 12-year-old kid can make $1 million a year doing this stuff on YouTube, why the hell can't I make 50 bucks?
If you make that happen, I swear to you, I will write down every single Commander Shepard skit we have ever thought of and submit them to you.
Well,
I'll even record the theme song.
I'm never gonna have children, Chris, so this is gonna be my legacy.
I will gladly use Play the Hits as the new channel for our
Do
Commander
I have
Shepard's
unlimited
video.
bombs?
Do they hurt you if you did?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay. He's the
I love
one,
bombs.
the only. He's Commander
No, but
Shepard,
I
baby.
have been desperately wanting to do a series, you know, just some funny little YouTube videos of just little dog shenanigans.
That'd be great too. I still like Commander Shepard.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's Commander
there's another-
Shepard.
God.
Oh no! Leaving the coffee
just
filter in the
fast over.
office coffee pot. Oh god damn it! This was here yesterday, Shepard. Fucking change it yourself, bitch.
That's why I freaking hate these things.
You just puke through that door.
Their vomit just like phase shifts through everything.
What a douchebag.
Well, I guess we're not getting all the coins. Get me off this goddamn boat.
He's Commander Shepard, throwing up in the designated driver's car.
Don't tell me I need... Okay, I don't need corrosive to open this.
Fuck you, little girl.
Oh no, I shot Ethan by mistake.
He passes right through her and goes into Ethan's scrotum. Oh my god.
Ethan.
Hey, Ethan. You have to do like a psychic boss fight with Jack. It's like the
Using our
ritual
mind
of
powers.
Chewed.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Hell,
Jack?
Jack, no time you have said that has ever been true. You have promised multiple times that you weren't going to hurt me, and every single time you hurt me.
I like how he says, or even Zoe. I feel like that should have been the line for Lucas.
Zoe's kind of the stupid one in our family.
What did she do to you? She infected us with her gift.
Jack, why are you in my brain right now?
She calls it.
Why am I getting original dialogue from you, Jack? Is this a dream, or are you actually speaking to me from beyond the grave?
Everything changed.
Hey, their
What a
house...
nice TV was there.
I was going to say, their house is only slightly disheveled now. Oh, wait, no, there it is.
Yeah, in the prequel DLC, their house actually looks pretty nice before the, you know...
You get like a glimpse of it before Evelyn showed up.
You do.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
You can't fight that. You are connected to her.
I like how after all of this shit, they have to go and make you feel something for Jack.
Yeah, I know, right?
This
Choked
is probably
me
my
up a little
favorite
bit,
scene.
not gonna lie.
Like, all immature 12-year-old jokes aside, this is like my favorite scene in this game.
That message because of Evelyn.
Nah, it was. Like I said, it choked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll just
Like, hey, we were like an actual, normal, kind of respectable family until this fucking, like, monster just showed up in our backyard.
right. You find her. You stop her.
There's something very Kafka-esque about this whole dynamic
Right.
right now.
You might not know it by looking at me, but Ethan, I was once an international swimsuit model.
It was in the Marines.
Yeah. Bet he kicked some asses in his day. Wouldn't it suck, like, you see, like, a flashback to Jack's service in Desert Storm, and he's, like, killing people with chainsaws? Like, he's basically the same old Jack, but, you know, he had a more constructive outlet for his anger.
Yeah, he kept his killing on the battlefield where it belonged.
Right. Last time I chopped a guy in half with a chainsaw, they gave me a goddamn medal.
It's okay. I was with Blackwater. We do that stuff.
I'm only doing what I know, damn it.
You know, I could have finished the game as Mia. I really had no emotional attachment to Ethan at this point.
Right? He's just kind of the blank slate white guy that you get to play.
Yeah,
as
right. Aside from him and I both being white, that was about where the similarities and empathy ended.
Right. Despite the fact that very little of Mia's character actually makes sense, at least you get, you know, a reason to... What am I even looking for? Like, want to see
save
her
the princess?
Yeah, well, you want to see her story progress.
Mia! No!
I like how they build this up as like a sacrifice, and then you get on the helicopter and she's fine.
And she's just there.
She's just there. It's like,
I was waiting for Ethan just to drop another one of those one-note F-bombs, but I guess not.
fuck!
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like at the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail where they just ran out of money. Like, that's kind of... Don't get me wrong, like I said, I cherish this game. But if I'm being overly critical, that's kind of like what this ending note feels like. You get the salt mines, which is good, and it's like, oh, by the way, hope you're ready for all this to end, because here we go.
Right? Yeah, I feel like, you know, after they just introduced the ship and all that, it was like the salt mine should have taken longer.
Right.
But it was basically an on-rail shooter. It made its point, so...
It's like, guys, we got to get this thing out. We'll deal with Zoe and the DLC, man.
Right.
We'll tie up the loose ends later.
What about Lucas? Oh, god damn it, I thought we took care of that.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. This game is going to light the world on fire, and we're going to have, like, a whole DLC trilogy.
You know, and again...
I mean, not that they were wrong.
This did get me back into Resident Evil, you know,
yeah,
after
seriously.
a decade of mediocrity, so...
All criticism aside, this is an excellent game and a worthy successor to the Resident Evil name.
Yeah, I just kind of worry we're kind of too stuck on remakes to do anything new in the series for the immediate future. But you know,
I would agree with you.
They've been great remakes though, so I really can't complain.
Right, and if the next remake weren't automatically going to be Nemesis, like Nemesis is,
it has to be. I mean,
well, they've already confirmed it, like it's happening. And I could not be more thrilled. Like Nemesis was kind of like the most bland of the PlayStation games, but it had like the most interesting premise, and I can't wait to see that fully realized with like basically an entire game of Mr. X stalking you.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm assuming is the direction they're going to take that, because that was the most successful part of Resident Evil 2, was where they borrowed from the idea of Resident Evil 3.
If you encounter Evelyn, orders are shoot to kill. Repeat, shoot to kill.
Yeah, we've been trying, buddy. That dog don't hunt.
You kill that little girl. The moment you fucking see her, you put a bullet into her fucking 12-year-old brain. I want to see little girl blood on all of your faces when you get home. I don't even care which little girl. I mean, no, Evelyn, stay on track. Evelyn. Come on, Craig.
Okay, well, I don't even know why I've got more than one gun. Wait a second.
Boom,
so
shut
that ammo's not unlimited. Oh, wait, no, it is. Wait a sec. Did I just screw myself out of more ammo?
Oh, okay. No. What'd you do?
All right.
I'm confused why you fired that grenade still.
Well, because I thought I had infinite ammo, but apparently I took it out of my inventory.
Whoops. Well, there you go.
Yeah, now we do.
Now we're fine. Now everything is all right.
I mean, I'm all for, you know, carrying on the illusion of survival horror, but you know what, Chris? Damn it! I beat Madhouse.
We're at the hour mark. Yeah, you've earned this.
I've earned this. God damn it! So I'm gonna put this Magnum in my hands.
Put a Magnum.
And we're just gonna
in my
massacre
hand.
Everything. Happy
I'm gonna
Halloween,
be a shooting man. Hey, yo, Captain Nick.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this quickly, mind you.
You, me, and my limitless clip.
Hey, remember all those times the mold pissed you off in the basement? Sure you do. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh,
There.
twofer.
Oh, double kill. Triple kill. Unstoppable.
This is going pretty well.
Murder
I didn't think I had to shoot that one in the head.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh, I took his arm off.
Headshot. Righteous. Hey, speaking of like 90s catchphrases, did you see that there is a Ninja Turtles fan game in the same vein as Mario X?
That's hard for me to compute.
It is a tribute to the arcade brawler Ninja Turtles games from the 90s.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be.
Yeah, and it's called Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza, and you can download it as soon as this episode ends and play it with Chris Beck on an episode of Play the Hits.
Huh. Interesting. I did not know this.
I have not downloaded it yet, but I just read it this morning, and I was like, well, I'm doing that later. Oh, that poor thing. Like, that first bullet enters him, and he's, like, in this state of shock. Like, wait a minute, I thought I was the scary monster.
Oh, God, I love the Magnum.
It's like when, in middle school, you've been bullied by the same kid for 3 years until, like, the bigger bully shows up as a transfer student and starts bullying the original bully.
To establish the pecking order, yeah.
Right. There we go. You didn't even have to do that. But you did. But no, that's what that liquor felt in that moment. Like, you shot him in the spine, and he's just like, hold on a second. I'm the scary maniac.
There we go. Down he goes.
And down goes Fraser.
Okay, now this part I'm not going to take any chances with.
Can you use the Ripper on Evelyn? And if so, if not, why not? Come here, you. There he is.
These guys get me, like...
I like how that first one wasn't even the target. You know, he's just
I was waiting for the real threat.
He's just some jackass in the wrong place at the wrong time. Come on. Oh, no. He's already made it around. Oh, he can't hurt you while you're...
Got his buddy, though. I mean, at this point, we're just, like, getting into B-movie shenanigans.
Yeah, right. This is just Die Hard 4 at this point.
Yippee with a Kaye.
Right.
Who is this guy?
I think that's the dude you hit with the,
God, I feel a little bit bad. Anybody who survived a bomb blast that had his leg taken off deserves to live.
He's like, I just want you to call a doctor. Uh-oh.
Oh, you almost had me.
God damn it, Lucas. Wait, who? It had to have been Lucas, right?
Yeah, this is like a little base that he's got set up.
Okay. Say, who set these fucking traps? Also, why is your screen doing that?
Doing what?
It was like freaking out real hardcore. But not like the game was slowing down. It was just like transitioning awkwardly.
Hey, drugs. I don't know. I do know that that one crate was an explosive.
Nick, do some drugs.
Captain Lemieux would be disappointed.
Those were his
Or was
drugs.
it Lou Albino?
Captain Lou? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lou Albino, right?
Yeah, I
That's
think
right.
so.
I think so. Yeah, no, I think you're right. But why does it sound wrong?
Yeah, you're right. Both of us are surprisingly hesitant for knowing this bit of information.
Right. Like, we were alive to see this person.
Remember, when you do drugs, first you go to hell, and then you die.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. That's who played Mario, right?
Yes, on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah.
Before King Bowser got his own spin-off on King Koopa's Cool Cartoons.
I really wanted to say Lou Ferrigno, but I know for sure that's not right.
No, he played something or another.
Yeah.
Oh, just barely came in under the 4 hour.
While you're talking, I'm going to Google this just to make sure that we're not both going senile.
Well, I don't know if I can beat the game in 6 minutes. Let's freaking do this!
Yeah, Lou Albano. Albano. It's not albino.
I remember that one episode where Sergeant Slaughter stopped by and he was making
Oh
all
my
sorts
God.
of jokes about communism.
My favorite one was where, like, the really bad Dracula actor showed up.
Oh, I think I remember you saying something about this at one point.
I think I did. I think I might have used this bit last Spoopy October, but he just showed up, like, in a cave, and he was like, blood, want to suck your blood.
Well, you know,
Am I going to get the paid now?
That, you know, those series were charming for that.
What kind of an attack was that?
He had no arms. What else could he do?
Not that.
Okay, that.
Oh, that was the
Second to
best
last
thing I've
bullet.
ever seen. Oh, I'm gonna have to put that in slow motion.
Please, if
Like,
I miss,
what was his plan if he had hit you? I mean,
it's like a dog chasing a car. He doesn't know what he's gonna do if he catches it.
it's the second Monty Python reference this episode, but it's like the Black Knight, you know, when his arms go
Right.
off. Yeah. Just like waddles towards him. Fucking lickers. There
Oh,
he goes.
he was already dead. Not him though.
Oh, remember when he used to have testicles?
I'm just going for the legs at this
Or
point.
she? I can't really tell. Ovaries, testicles. You know, the point is, Stan, you got that was a groin shot. An explosive groin shot.
You know, is it just me or is this game becoming Dead Space, where you got to go for the legs first to slow him down?
Yeah, right. Like that, where they wanted to make full use of the dismemberment physics, so that was like the main thing that you had to do. That's like why they made the Ripper, and also why the Ripper was grossly overpowered.
Well, I felt like the whole game was honestly built around the plasma cutter.
Yeah, but the Ripper was just more effective, whether they knew it or not. Son of a bitch. Wow.
I got it.
That was a spite headshot.
If there's a way to miss, I'll find it.
You're right, the mine scene is just like so gratifying after all the shit you've been through. I mean, you're meant to just toss out all your ammo here. Oh! Oh no! Oh yeah!
Okay, I'm running out of space to back up. It's all right.
Better put these
It's
bad
all
boys to
right.
bed.
Took care
It's
of it.
just been revoked.
I'll have what she's having. Oh, I thought we were just throwing out catchphrases.
Oh, bangarang. It's doing that again. I can't tell if that's just the stream or...
Reaganomics.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Wait, we already used that one.
Now you gotta fight two of these. And you're
Yeah,
like,
this
how
is-
will I ever survive? And then Madhouse just throws duos at you all the time.
This is like the real final boss, actually.
Unfortunately.
Because Evelyn, it's a little more on rails. Wait, I think I saw him go down. Oh! That's like what that
Okay,
dude
I
was
don't think
thinking.
he's...
I know I saw him go down this way. Oh, no. My dick. Not my dick. Please. That's the only dick I have. Please. Oh my god, he's shooting everywhere.
He's still alive?
He wants to be. He doesn't know
Oh.
he's dead.
Points for trying.
Look at this guy. He's dead and he don't even know it. Why did
Oh.
that fire grenade explode as... Well, I mean, it's a grenade, that's why.
Well, that was the last actual enemy in the game.
Yep. Here on out, it's smooth sailing. Is there a way to
Yes,
bypass
sirree.
those guys?
I think you can run up the ladder on easy and maybe normal, but the guys are a little too fast for you on normal. They might pull you down with the vomit.
Okay.
On Madhouse, though, there's at least 3 trip bombs on the ladder.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so you gotta take them out so you can take out the bombs.
Yeah. All right, here we are.
I don't know why they give you a map of the salt mines at this point. I mean,
I
it's
know,
not like
right?
you can go back.
It's showtime.
Gee, should I save?
Ethan like reads the map and like a single tear rolls down his cheek. There was like a secret staircase that would have led him right there. What, you
stand
didn't
by my decision.
Ethan, what took you so long? Zoe, how'd you get here? I took the elevator. Oh. He's just shooting Jack's possessions with a magnum now because he's that pissed.
It's not here. It's gone.
Remember when this happened at the beginning of the month?
Yeah, why did
Seems
they
like
show you
so
this?
far away. I guess they're showing you like a retrospective of like all these things that she was doing with the irrational behavior was Evelyn's influence.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
makes
that's my
sense.
guess.
Yeah. That just seems like an odd one, because it really wasn't that irrational. This was...
I mean, I guess they're building up to it.
This wasn't her best moment. Fuck you, little girl!
This is your boat.
No! It's clearly yours! I'm sorry!
Well, it's clearly the company that the biotech company that made her.
Which isn't Umbrella, correct? It's like, it's the same
Correct.
guys, but they're not calling themselves Umbrella anymore?
Yeah, it's
I
Umbrella,
remember
but
the
it's
ending.
not Umbrella. I guess Umbrella actually cleans up the mess.
Right, because now Chris is Umbrella.
See my daddy?
Right.
Then he can die.
I guess the jury is still out on how connected this is to the other residents.
Now it's mommy.
Well, I mean, the presence of Chris Redfield says they really tried to connect it, but you're right. It certainly is completely different from the last 2 games in tone. Really, the last 3 games.
Smoke Manitoba.
Manitoba is the brand to smoke. Ethan, Evelyn is waiting for you. She's going to ambush you at the front door. Take me with you. I don't want to be in this house.
No! Get that away from me!
No. No, you're gonna do these drugs.
Do you want to get high with me, Curl, little kid?
Hey kid, you ever done some drugs before? You want to party with Ethan? And the Manitoba singing bass? Inject me with the syringe and I will get high. Ethan, it's going to be fucking awesome. Don't
I'd get
leave
high
me.
with the.
Where are you going?
Then there's this part
Oh yeah,
where she tries to defeat you with her brain energy.
the wind. Oh, I thought she just had like one of those big, like industrial size fans that cool off like generators and power plants.
Who's to say she doesn't?
That's all this is. She's just turning it on. Smoke,
More of
Manitoba.
this- Oh my gosh, they hit you with one and they're gonna hit you with all of them.
Ethan, come back downstairs, please.
I'm just holding up the Manitoba fish as my shield.
Right. Use my body to keep you alive. The Manitoba fish has lived a good life.
Oh, this is taking far longer than it should.
Do goddamn drugs, kid. This is when the police show up. As Ethan has this little girl. No, officers, I swear to God, it was the old lady.
Who would have thought that Lucas's masterstroke was to call the police to get them involved for a case of elder abuse?
Wouldn't that be great? Instead of this, it just transforms her into a normal old lady. And the cops think that all of this is Ethan's doing.
Oh gosh.
No, officer, I swear to God, you have no idea what I've been through. And they just like, yeah, you crazy son of a bitch. They slam his head on the car door as he gets in. You're going away for a long time, you sick freak. Oh, come on, guys.
I think we just solved all the murders in Dillboy, Louis.
Looks like it was this out-of-towner, huh? I gotta tell you, buddy, I know that I'm not supposed to pass judgment until the final verdict is handed down, but if I could execute you right now, I would.
You know, I gotta say, this whole part just did not do it for me.
Really? I kinda like it. I thought it was pretty creative. I mean, you're right. Insanely easy with the weapons you just unloaded into her, but
Nah, it's just like, I don't know, because the game really kind of dances in the realm of believability for the most part.
until right here. Yeah, you're right.
Or at least, like, being cogent.
But, you know, it's Resident Evil, and they have to have an over-the-top final boss. Like, you know, the first game there was the Tyrant, which was just Shaquille O'Neal with a claw arm. The second game they had William taking over the train. The third one they had Nemesis transform into a giant slug gator. I mean, they have to top themselves with every sequential final boss, and this succeeds.
Oh,
For a second there, I thought she got you. I was like, damn
yeah,
it, Nick.
I know, right?
I forgot about that part.
Now it just is the end of Dead Space 1, isn't it?
It really is. You're not wrong. It's also daylight out for the first time since you got here.
Yeah, it's officially like the night is over, you know. I'm sure there's some symbolism there. The long night being over and
Yeah, right. Now it's time to kill this fucking little girl. I still love the idea of the cops showing up and Evelyn's just in her wheelchair.
Happy Halloween, bitch.
Yeah, right? Smoke, Manitoba. Whose idea was it to load medicine into a gun? I'm not saying it's a bad idea, just whose idea was it?
Special medicated Wesker bullets.
Right.
That was a nice house.
That was a nice house. Not as nice as the Resident Evil 1 mansion, but a nice house.
But still nice.
And dig those NVIDIA PhysX, huh?
You know, I was... yeah. That is exactly where my mind went the first time I saw that, too.
Instead of end credits, the screen pans to black, and then the NVIDIA PhysX logo just comes to the center.
Now able to render 10,000 individual polygons at the same time.
Including,
Oh, this is about to get a lot worse, isn't it?
including every whisker on Chris Redfield's face. Oh, by the way, you want some Chris Redfield? We got your Chris Redfield. Hi, Chris Redfield.
You want a cliffhanger to introduce you to the next game in the trilogy? Well, here you go.
You know, Chris Redfield's got to be in his
Wesker.
50s, right?
I mean, Chris Redfield. Yeah.
Well, let's assume in Resident Evil 1, he's been on the force long enough to be in a special unit all his own, right? So he's got to be at least in his 30s. That was 1998. This is 2000.
Yeah, well, we can only assume that Umbrella rated his pension, so he's probably got to work till he's at least 70.
Right? He's also, like, lost a lot of muscle mass since the last time we saw him in Resident Evil. Yes, here's fucking Mia. Yeah. Mia, how'd you make it out? It was the Manitoba singing fish. He gave his life for me.
They got him on another gurney with a blood pack, you know, that they're strapping to him. Hey, it's all right.
Ethan, go and talk to your wife. The Manitoba fish is going to be okay.
Better ending than what we got.
Me and I aren't the only victim.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
So were the bakers.
I love it. I'm so glad you brought that back. I completely forgot about it. Oh, that's on the same level as Knuckles and Commander Shepard as far as I'm concerned.
Here to clean up the mess.
In terms of random characters we've invented.
Right?
I had just come to terms with
The Manitoba singing fish. It was like the prize of Jack's collection. Walks you through this game.
Little did we know, Jack was able to smoke his way to winning every single item in the Manitoba,
The Manitoba catalog. Yeah. Gotta do something with that sweet army money. Oh,
Resident Evil 7.
what a great game, man. Skip movie?
So-
You bet.
Here we are at the end. So let's do our typical wrap up. Hey, 4 hours and 6 minutes. Not bad for just kind of faffing about.
Yeah, tight.
So overall, what do you think of Resident Evil 7? What's your closing thought here?
This was exactly what I was hoping for with every Resident Evil since Code Veronica. Resident Evil 4 came out in 2004, and I was like, okay, I like it. I'm not in love with it. Resident Evil 5 came out, and I'm like, oh, this is really where they're taking the series. And then I didn't even bother with Resident Evil 6. And then, you know, it was just in such a funk for so long that when this game showed up at E3, a year before it came out, and then that they were releasing it in such short order, too. It's like, hey, by the way, this game's going to be ready in fucking January. I was just floored. Like, I couldn't believe that they were reimagining this series in such a dramatic way. And again, at the time, I didn't know how connected it was going to be.
Especially
to
on
the
the heels of PT.
Yeah, right. And then to just knock it out of the park the way they did, simultaneously taking what made PT so, like, creepy and atmospheric, and then marrying that to the classic Resident Evil formula. Like, this is a damn near perfect game in my book. You know, story... Some of the story quirks aside, you know,
here's the thing though, is that the game is just short enough and it's polished enough to where you really don't have time to sit and marinate on the inconsistencies in the story.
No, and nor are you meant to. I mean, it's still
I mean,
Resident Evil.
I like for my narrative to not have a lot of plot holes, but you know, when you're having a good time, you don't notice that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I mean, and we poked a lot of holes in the plot as we played, but again, this is easily, I think, probably one of my 10 favorite games. Definitely my favorite Resident Evil. I'm very excited. I mean,
very nice.
I don't know how Capcom said that 3 million copies of this was because Capcom is Capcom.
Right.
But I mean, it got me to buy 3 more Resident Evil games I wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, seriously. Right. And so going back to your main point about this, like, I'm a firm believer that games are art and that they can communicate wonderful, emotionally gripping stories. But by that same token, not every game has to, nor does every game have to even give the pretense of doing that. And Resident Evil is enjoyable precisely because it walks the line between genuine moments of fright and horror and being just self-aware enough to kind of recapture what made 80s horror movies feel like they did. You know, like part of it is transparent enough to be meant to be seen through. Yeah, this is a gory, useless trope, sewing his arm back on, but at the same time, man, you're still squirming in your seat while it's happening.
Just enough body horror.
Exactly, yeah. Excellent game, excellent horror, very wonderful comeback for Capcom, who is suddenly like making a bunch of great games again between this and then the Resident Evil 2 remake and Devil May Cry 5. And Mega Man 11. I can't wait for the Mega Man X revival that's probably somewhere down the road. I mean, who knows? I'm firmly, like, I kind of feel like we're back in this golden age of games. Not in the same way, but in kind of an evolved way, a good way. And this game is kind of representative of that for me.
Well, all I can say is this has been Play the Hits, when this has been a game where the adopted son kills the adopted father. A game probably made by Sigmund Freud himself.
See you next time on Play the Hits. Not quite sure what we are going to play yet. Smoke, Manitoba.